Hey guys, I got Bold112 here, and I have a cool invention here for you today. Arrows with messages in them, so let's fire an arrow right over there. If we walk over to it, I believe that's it over there. Maybe there's some other arrows. Slash kill. There it is. Okay, so basically what it does is it detects if there is an arrow in the ground somewhere within 50 meters. This only works within 50 meters of the invention. That's just the way I made it. You can extend it infinitely, but that was just for technical reasons. It just helped out with lag, I suppose. So what it does is it constantly checks for an arrow in the ground within 50 meters of the device. If it finds an arrow in the ground, it summons an arrow with the name hello, or whatever you put the name, and that can be picked up and teleports this arrow. Then it kills the original arrow, and what you're left with is this arrow. It works pretty well. You can have the arrow do whatever you want, or say whatever you want. Thing is, if you fire a single arrow, then fire another arrow, only the first arrow will actually have the thing, because if it's checking for an arrow on the ground, and there's already one on the ground, it needs to go from detecting no arrows to the ground to detecting multiple arrows, or one or more arrows in the ground instantly. So if it already sees one, another one popping up will not change anything. It won't have detected a change, and therefore it will not work with the second arrow. Still pretty useful in adventure maps, though, so that's really the only place I could see it happening. So this is a loop. It doesn't look like it's a loop, but that's just rendering visual lag. It is. So this is the test for command. Tests for an entity that is an arrow at least 15 meters away, but within 50 meters that is in the ground. If it detects one, it summons an arrow 5 meters above the command block with the custom name hello that is visible whether or not this custom name visible. What it does is, if it's 0, you can never see the name. If the tag isn't even here, if I just delete this whole section, then the name will only be visible when you're looking at the entity, and if it's set to 1 like it is now, it will always be visible as long as you're within range. And pick up 1 so anyone can pick it up. Then what it does is it teleports all arrows within 10 meters, or you know what, no, it teleports the youngest arrow within 10 meters to the youngest arrow that's at least 15 meters, but within 50 meters away. So it takes the arrow that's here and teleports it to the arrow out there. And then lastly, it kills the oldest arrow that's beyond 15 meters but within 50 meters. So it kills the oldest arrow that's out there, and of course the oldest arrow will be the original one, because this cannot summon before the arrow is fired. So as you can see, it's hello, because it summoned an arrow, it teleported it to the original, then it killed the original. If you want to see, it should have summoned one. Oh well, I don't know. It does work, so whether or not my demonstration of the summon command it doesn't really make a difference. So we can like have any message we want. All we have to do is change it in here, and of course you can have a bunch of these systems set up so that it swaps between command blocks. That would work. Also, I don't know, like test. Can make it say test. The original. Any arrows shot before the name change will not be affected. So if I shoot that, change it to home, this will stay at test. Or hello, this will stay at test. Not entirely sure how much sense that made. I'm sure if you're a map maker who has experience with command blocks, it made enough sense. Here's the commands. Pretty simple. If you can just copy the commands in, and the structure. That's pretty much all there is to it. This lever, if you hold it, if it's in the on position, then the machine will stop working. This just summons an arrow, so it doesn't really do anything. So yeah, that's the machine. Works pretty well. Thank you for watching.